Hello man, I have just come back from the island with another Guild Wars 2 info update. I feel so much better after my vacation, man. Yeah, I know, like I said, I'm a dork. But hey, I have some new Guild Wars 2 information for you because of, well, GamesCom was this past weekend. And I have a little information about the Necromancer, the manifesto video, and other tidbits from that GamesCom event. Like first off, ArenaNet, congratulations for winning the best online game at Gamescom. Now they beat other titles such as DC Universe, Lego Universe, and Diablo 3 Not Universe. Well, anyways, some of the things that was interesting I want to pull out from the ArenaNet at Gamescom is that they absolutely loved the event. Now they were actually playing it kind of like an international LAN, where they were actually set up in Washington and playing with the players that were over in Germany at Gamescom. Now with that, just before the event, they actually released a video called the Manifesto. Now this actually explained ArenaNet's goals for Guild Wars 2. This video featured all the developers that have posted on the Guild Wars 2 blog site along with some new in-game footage. From that footage, my favorite two shots from that was the Char shooting at a golem, which then a Sorin pops out and then sends a fire wave back at the Char. The other favorite was the dragon called the Shatter. Now this is a lesser dragon and not one of the elders in the game, which really makes me wonder if this is a lesser, what the hell is the elder looking like? Now the Shatter was a principal boss in the fight in the Char area during the Gamescom demo. In one of the events at the demo, the ArenaNet popped up over the hill. There was like 20 of them because the players were actually starting to lose the battle, so 20 of them popped up over the hill, turned the tide of battle, and they actually beat the Shatterer. So this is actually something you can actually look forward to in Guild Wars 2 when you play with other players, because there is absolutely no party system. You can just jump in and just take out whatever bosses that are in there together. And one of the things that ArenaNet note at Gamescom was that as more players come into the on-instance area of the boss will actually gain more skills. So the event will actually get harder the more players that come into it. If there's less players, the event will be somewhat easier. Now, if there's only one person, will the event be totally easy and then one player can take out the boss? No, because it's reflective. It's a balancing factor that automatically happens within the game. So that's really cool. Now, of course, this is what the video is going to be all about today, is the Necromancer, the fourth profession to be released from ArenaNet. The Necromancer will retain its powers over dark arts and death in the Scholar Caster role, and has had some reworking done to it in the area of soul reaping. Well, this is now called Life Force. Life Force is a special type of energy that the Necromancer can use. Once the Necro gets to a point on his Life Force bar, he can turn into a Death Shroud spirit form, leaving his body behind and gaining 4 new skills. This meter raises when creatures die nearby, per hit on various weapons, and special skills that are used, like Life Transfer, Necrotic Bite, and Ghost Armor. Upon ending this form, the Necro will jump back to its body. Also, when the Necromancer enters its down state, when they run out of health or HP, they will automatically enter into this Death Shroud form. For weapons, the Necromancer will have an option of axe, dagger, or scepter in the main hand. The offhand can carry another dagger, focus, or warhorn, so the Necro can actually dual wield daggers. Or they can also use a two-handed staff, which all Scholar professions will have. There will be 4 skill types mentioned at the Necromancer's disposal. The first will again be Wells. Wells will still be an area effect spell that can buff allies or debuff foes, but unlike Guild Wars 1, these wells will no longer need a corpse to use them. So these will be much more attractive in Guild Wars 2. To balance this though, you can only use one well at a time, so you won't be able to stack the wells on top of each other. Another skill type is minions. Necros will again have the power over these little buggers, but they have been reworked too, because the skill slot will no longer be just for minions that you can just summon. It will actually be changed into a new skill. So in this video, the Necromancer created 3 bone minions. And after creating them, the skill will change into Putrid Explosion, which will blow these minions up on command. So your Minion Master Necros will be a lot more fun to play, because you won't be just spamming brand new minions. You'll actually be having new skills to use. Another new skill type for the Necro is called Marks. Now Marks are not really that new, but they are basically the replaced version of Hexes that are from Guild Wars 1. An example used was Marks of Blood, which damages the enemy while regenerating the allies around it. Some marks will trigger after a set period of time, but the Necro can hit the skill again to trigger it sooner. The last new skill type is called Fear. This skill functions like those in other games where the Necro will scare the target enemy running away from them. The skill Doom seen here is one of those Fear type skills. Some other Necromancer skills that were mentioned at GamesCom was Deathly Swarm, which will function similar to the Guild Wars 1 version. Shadow Fiend / Haunt, which is a Death Shroud skill that summons a special minion called the Shadow Fiend, which after using the Shadow Fiend skill would change into Haunt, which will cause the minion to teleport to a target. Grasping Death, seen here in this video, will raise hands out of the ground and can bleed and cripple your enemies. Another skill is Feast of Corruption, which will remove a condition stack to cause damage. Now, conditions, remember, will stack on top of each other like bleeding and poison, so this will remove one of those stacks to cause damage. We've also heard that poison will actually have like 9 or more stacks, so you can use Feast of Corruption like 9 times to damage your target if there's that many poison stacks on them. And finally, another skill to note is Plague. Now, this is an elite skill. This will actually turn the Necromancer into a cloud of plague that damages and conditions all the enemies around you that you touch. One last note for you all is I want to talk about Pink Day in LA. Now, this is a community-hosted event about cancer awareness in the Guild Wars 1 game. The event will take place October 16th in the International Districts of Lion's Arch. Now, this event will probably be the biggest event community-wise in Guild Wars history, because we have just learned from the Gamers Giving Back, which is the host of the event, that the Canadian Cancer Society is in full support of the event and will be monitoring it for themselves. So for more information, you can log on to their website. Again, that's www.gw-en.com, and you click on the Gamers Giving Back link that's on there. There you can actually donate to the organization and find out more information on how you can support the event. We actually are planning 5 districts for the event. I will be there myself. Part of the Guild Mag team will be in International District 2. So if you want to visit with myself, Malkiar, Zari, and other Guild Baggers, we'll be there in Lion's Arch in District 2. Again, this is on October 16th. This is called Pink Day in LA. Alright guys? Well, that'll wrap it up for today for this Guild Wars 2 info update. I am Sabre Wolf, and cheers to you, man.